Thanksgiving isn't just about the food. It's about reflection, laughter, and the people who bring both joy and a little chaos to the table. And this year, we invited the men in our lives to join the conversation. The guys who love, support, and accept us just as we are. In this special holiday episode, we're sitting down with Jason and Marcus to talk about gratitude, growth, and everything in between, from family traditions and life lessons to the laughter and connection that carry us through even the hardest seasons. We share what we're thankful for, what we've learned this year, and how choosing joy can change everything, even when life gets messy. And yes, there's wine, plenty of laughter, and a few surprises along the way. So wherever you're listening from, whether you're cooking, driving, or taking a much-needed holiday break, join us for this fun, heartfelt, and very real Thanksgiving conversation. Welcome to the PIG, where we explore life, love, loss, and legacy through real conversations and meaningful stories with purpose, intention, and gratitude. We're Kellie and Erin, sisters, best friends, sometimes polar opposites, but always deeply connected by the woman who taught us how to be grateful, our mother, Marcia. One of us is not like the rest of us, JJ.
I don't do headphones. My ears sweat. I have an advanced cooling system. That's what God blessed me with. It's proprietary to me. Some people call it that sheeny wet look.
Your ears sweat?
Is that the same thing that Giuliani had when his hair dye was running down his face at that press conference?
No, that's just a human being melting in front of you.
I'm in the beautiful, glistening phase of menopause. Hot flashes.
That's where it says, men, take a pause.
I told Erin that exact thing earlier today. We literally just had this conversation.
So what?
Huh? What are you talking about? Oh my gosh. I want to have a conversation about men having hot flashes because they have hot flashes too.
We do. It's very true. We also struggle, ladies.
That's right.
With pausing?
With pausing.
That tracks.
That's fair. That's fair.
Tracks.
That does track.
What are we doing here today? What are we doing? What's this all about?
We're talking about Thanksgiving.
My favorite holiday.
Mine too, because of the food, and there are no gifts involved. It's just good food and good people.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, you show up, but it's not giving of gifts. It's giving of people. It's giving of time. It's giving of, it's like, hey, I'm going to bring my favorite wine that's going to come with this, and you're going to make turkey. And it is this common marketplace where everyone gets together and you want to participate. And you participate with what you can give best at, which is the best thing. And sometimes you're just the best dishwasher. Sometimes you make the best turkey. Marcus, I hear you make the best mashed potatoes. I'm very excited about this.
That's a fact.
Gonna give it a whirl. Gonna give it a whirl.
You know, sometimes you make a good pecan pie. But you're putting forth your best effort. And I love that. You know, I really love that opportunity of, you're like, it's kind of like showing off, but you're showing off in this in one of the most intimate ways people connect, which is over food. I mean, you're giving nourishment, and at the same time, you're giving a piece of yourself, and you're inspiring conversation and memories, because memories aren't what you unwrapped under Christmas. Memories are around that table, having that conversation, reaching for that glass of wine and sitting back and being like, oh, this feels so good. It feels so good to feel so nourished from just all the love of all that food. It's the best. It's the absolute best.
Ethan and I are on the same page.
Yeah.
Yep.
We all are. I could not agree more.
Kellie hates Thanksgiving.
Oh, that is not true. She hates giving thanks. I will, however, Erin, you appreciate this. We grew up. Our early childhood was hot-blooded Italian Thanksgiving gatherings. And so when our mother left that reality, she said, no more Thanksgivings, we're going out. And we just went out on Thanksgiving. Yeah, or we went to Carrie's. Yeah. Like, I remember Thanksgivings where mom was like, I'll bring rolls.
I'll bring rolls.
Something store-bought, which is so funny because she was a gourmet cook. Like, she loved to cook, and she was so good at it. She made amazing food. But no,
but not on
Thanksgiving, we brought rolls. We rolled in with rolls.
I'll tell you what, though, there's an age demographic where that white dinner roll at Thanksgiving paired with a
Oh.
little slice of turkey and run through some gravy is the best bite you can have.
It reminds me of the elementary school rolls. And remember, if you were super lucky enough to work in the cafeteria on roll day and you got to slather the rolls with the butter and then just eat all those rolls with all that dripping butter.
Oh, so good.
Yum.
So good.
I just love to cook stuff and make stuff and try new things. We did some fun, Aaron and I did last year with Thanksgiving, just making different stuff. It's great.
Yeah.
It's the best. I get to watch my favorite movie, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Nice.
Great film.
Classic.
Classic. Classic, but also at the very end, right? It's the best part because you get to see the dad see his family,
Yeah.
right? And he's just like, man, I'm so excited to be home. And you get to see John Candy be like, I'm getting accepted into this family because he didn't have anyone. And it really is about, and the reflection parts, and just
Hmm.
how you understand people. I mean, if there is
Yep.
a movie you should watch before taking a disc assessment, not knowing how to communicate and figuring it out the hard way, it's Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
That's funny.
That's solid advice.
Before you take this, watch this.
Well, this is how to not do it. Now, Steve Martin is funny, but he's also mean.
That's so funny.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
So, hey guys, we know about our Thanksgiving traditions growing up, but tell us about yours.
Me? I'm all excited, so I'm just jumping.
I said guys.
Oh,
Take
sorry.
a pause.
Hey, men behind the women, behind the woman, behind the boxes. Yeah, talking to you.
We didn't do Thanksgiving.
Yes, you did. It's your favorite holiday.
Ours were okay. As a kid growing up, they were okay. My family was pretty broken apart, so it wasn't. It was more stress cooking the food, and it was. I mean, it's that '80s era when holiday travel and holiday events were just keyed on stress, and they just made movies about it, and we all laughed, and we're like, we lived through that. As I got older and I spent less time at family holidays, it was relaxing. But there were still key elements that I missed out on. And so when I graduated college and I was doing some adjunct teaching, I would invite all the kids over on Thanksgiving who couldn't go home. And I'd have my friends who didn't get to go home. And I would cook a turkey, a ham, three different kinds of mashed potatoes, multiple kinds of stuffing, and make everything. And I made them watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And I made people share if this was their first Thanksgiving alone or, it was their first time with a new group, what that was like. And we'd share memories about that. Or we'd share if it was the first, what the impact was or what it meant for them to have people to be around. And so Thanksgiving became special to me in my early 20s when when I could cook and do things for people and help them out and give back and be someone for them. When it was me as a kid, you just, like I said, it was the 80s stress movie, Vegas, vacation, whatever you want to call it. It was high stress and yelling, and the food didn't turn out right, and breaking things, and kids running around in chaos. And I figured out a way to avoid those things as I got older.
Nice. Sounds like a good choice. Most of our Thanksgivings were just our family. We always had homemade turkey, homemade gravy, dressing, not stuffing, and mashed potatoes and homemade pie, usually like a homemade pumpkin pie and a homemade apple or homemade cherry pie, and then cranberry out of the can. So that's what I grew up was where you took the cranberry out of the can and you'd slice it. So you had a ring of cranberry juice, and that was just what we did. We didn't do the fresh cranberry stuff. Watched football, typically speaking, ate too much. Kids played when I was younger outside. As I got older, I started learning how to cook because I love it. It's my favorite meal, and I love to cook all that stuff that I just mentioned to you, with the exception of the pies. But yeah, it's great. I liked it. It was more stressful when we got together with extended family. It seemed like there were always, people who didn't like each other or whatever the case may be. But what are you gonna do? It's family.
There's always the one aunt and uncle that gets a little too much, right? Has a little too many wobbly pops.
Wobbly pops.
And they've got something to say. And there's that person, and there's two family members in the corner of the kitchen, and that person jabbering at them, and they're just like, okay, okay.
All I remember on Thanksgiving related to that, Erin, is God damn it, Sally.
I can still hear it. Like I can hear his voice.
Oh,
So
Uncle
funny.
Lee.
Yep. So yes, to your point, there's always that one aunt and uncle. 100%.
Will it be you guys this year? Will it be you
With
guys?
one too many wobbly pops? Yeah, maybe.
8 gummies and a wobbly pop. I'm done.
8 gummies and a bottle of wine. Someone's gonna be in the kitchen getting their ear talked off. No escape.
I think some of my favorite memories of Thanksgiving, especially in our younger years, was just all the cousins. Snow on Thanksgiving. Sometimes we'd build snowmen. We had more snow here way back in those days. Not nearly as much snow now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. And that's probably the one thing I don't know if I would say most excited, but one of the things that I am very excited about this year, because we're all going to spend Thanksgiving together, is all the kids will be together, all the cousins. Reese and Savvy and Lily and Weston and Hadley are all going to be together. We'll be missing Harper
Yeah.
I'm so excited to have everyone together.
It's going to be a really great celebration.
Yeah, it is.
And this episode's going to come out the day before Thanksgiving. So we'll all be together, which will be really fun. And we will be gorging ourselves on Marcus's famous mashed potatoes.
Do I get to cook the turkey too?
Mm-hmm.
Erin, Lily, and Savannah are going to be in charge of desserts.
That's right.
Can't wait.
Can I be in charge of drinking wine? Because I've got that covered.
Do what you're good at, sir.
Yes, you can be in charge of
That's drinking the wine, but I'm also going to bring it.
drinking wine. Well, now I'm super doubly grateful for you.
Well, it's funny. I mean, Aaron and I were talking. We're like, oh, went out to the winery and got some wine, and we got. They're like, hey, would you like this box? And I'm like, yeah, I want a box. I want to take some up to Colorado for Thanksgiving. So they gave us this great box to put the wine in, and we were just thinking, it was like, when the kids go off, and because they're older, right, and they got to go off and hang out their own spot, we get to sit down, and it's been a minute since we've actually just hung out. Because you guys came out for South by, right? But it was more work focused
Yeah, yeah.
and getting stuff done. So it'll be nice to just open a bottle of red and just sit back and just talk. Because I mean that's some of the favorite parts of the last time we were all together in Colorado was hand golf and sitting around and talking inside and outside and just that ease, the way your home presents puts you at ease and just allows you to relax and feel not only love but just real comfort of being able to talk and have fun and watch the deer come through and wave at Ronald McDonald, find a life-size hamburglar, all the things. But it is, it's a beautiful, you guys really have created a beautiful oasis of true comfort, and it's a magical place to be.
Nice. That's what we were shooting for. Thanks, man. That's what we're shooting for.
Yeah, that means a lot. And for the listeners, yes, next door to us, out back, when they're in town, is a life-size Ronald McDonald waving and saying hello.
It's a unique collectible, and I've been searching for a life-size hamburglar. So any listeners out there that can get me access to a life-size hamburglar, I would like that, please. Thank you.
I think hamburgerler.
Easy for you to
Hamburgerler.
say. Lur.
Well, like living next door to Ronald McDonald.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That'd be lovely.
We put him on the viewing deck.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, also, you guys are two big burger fans.
That's right.
Oh, yes.
You travel to places and you look for the best burgers.
Yep.
And sometimes they burgle your little hearts. And when they do, you like to share.
That's right. I'm going to look for one now, too.
They burgle your hearts and taste buds. They're delicious.
Well, we talk a lot on the PIG about loss and grief, and we've had some incredible conversations this year. We've had so many guests, including you two amazing men that we're so grateful for. We're grateful for every single one of the guests that have shared time with us. Today, we thought it would be a lot of fun to talk about our personal and shared gratitudes from this past year. We've had a lot of growth, a lot of experiences, a lot's happened in our worlds. And so we thought that this would be a really fun episode to just talk about gratitude in general, alongside the theme of Thanksgiving and gathering together and sharing time and food and connection, not just us with each other, but, people as a whole. And also, recognizing those people who don't have a family to share with and
really just holding space for those people that find themselves alone on the holidays and not having the gift of family, friends, and connection around because it's really meaningful. It's really important.
Yeah, and I also think that given the themes of our podcast, also holding space for people who have lost loved ones, and maybe this is their first holiday without somebody in their lives. And I think it's important to acknowledge all of those things. And like you said, at the same time, drawing attention to and being grateful for the people who are here and the moments and those experiences that we've had throughout the year that even in the midst sometimes of grief and loss and hardships, there are still moments of joy that we can draw our attention to and be grateful for. And so I think that is important to celebrate as well.
Agreed. Agreed.
Love it. Yeah.
How about one of you men? Do you want to share something that you experienced this year specifically that you're grateful for, or a moment?
Gosh, there's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with Marcus. There are quite a few. And the question is rather humbling, because you can get caught up in day-to-day activities, you don't see the forest for the trees, and you get into a routine and you forget about the things, the pick-me-ups, the celebrations of the opportunities and the gifts that were given. And sometimes maybe they didn't look like gifts at the time, but they really were. There's been a lot of opportunity and a lot of growth personally, which is great, and Marcus has facilitated that a lot. I mean, in working with him and just also, I mean, just in being a friend. And I mean, I have people who noticed that I've changed, like really noticed and been like, oh, and Marcus, I hate to say this, but they were giving Erin all the credit.
That's okay. That's okay.
They were like, "Oh, we just thought it was you," and she's like, "It is. No, it's not." But it's been a really wonderful year of growth personally, and that growth with me has allowed then growth in relationships. I
Mhm.
mean, my relationship with Aaron has grown, my relationship with Harper has grown, my daughter, and my friends as well. And you look back on that, and sometimes people are like, "Oh, the end of the year it should make you laugh, it should make you cry." And I think about Thanksgiving, and I'm like, Thanksgiving should make you laugh and should make you cry. It should be that opportunity to really give that thanks and reflect on those opportunities that you take, right? That when they're presented in front of you, you chose hard. You chose to do the things that were going to challenge because growth is challenging. And it takes risks and it takes accepting that you might not get it right the first time and you got to keep trying and you've got to admit when you're wrong and you just find different ways to step up when you start holding yourself accountable and that there's a great opportunity and I'm very blessed that have people in my life, you three included, that have challenged me to grow that we have the good conversations, we have the tough conversations, we have the fun conversations, but more importantly through all of them we grow and we learn something. And it's not about winning someone over, agreeing or disagreeing, it's about learning from each other and understanding one another and accepting one another, not for who they are but for where they're at. And then how do you help them grow and what does that look like and how can you be a support vehicle for that. And so that's probably my greatest thanks is that it's hard growing. It's really amazing when you grow and outside people who you've known for 15, 20 years are telling your girlfriend, I can't believe how different Jason is. It's a beautiful thing, and I'm very, very thankful for that.
That's nice, man.
That's really beautiful. Yeah. What do you think has been the greatest aspect of that growth for you, Jason? If you could articulate or put words on that, the difference between a year ago and Jason Jepson today.
I think probably the change is an approach in listening to people differently, in responding to people differently. I have a hard edge and a quick tongue. And I remember warning Aaron sometimes like we'll start, I'm like, hey, I want to talk right now. Like I'm going to say something. I don't want to say it. And it's not that it's a bad thing. It's just that, it's learning at 50 to control your tongue. It's learning and understanding and making the appropriate change where it impacts you, right? It's your change, but it impacts the people around you in such
Mm.
a positive way of listening differently, responding differently, And that's in business and professionally, but also personally. And figuring out different ways to hear people. Not everyone's getting a disc assessment. Not everyone is getting that time with Marcus. Not everyone is getting time with Erin, who's got patience to walk me through things. I'm very blessed that way, right? I give a lot of thanks to that, and that has really helped me change in a lot of different ways. And I respond to people when I don't like something, or when things get uncomfortable, or when things get challenging. What does that look like? There's comfort in lashing out. There's comfort in anger because it's consistent. There's discomfort in not knowing, in trying something nice and not expecting you can't expect a response. You've got to do it for you. You've got to do it for you because it's going to make you better.
Mm.
That piece of growth and that opportunity to be better for myself so that I'm better for people around me, so that they can rely on me in different ways. Because I was relied on, but I was relied on in very specific categories. And that those opportunities have opened up into better conversations, into better connections, and into more heartfelt understanding of not only people understanding me, but me understanding them better. So I can be a better friend. So I can give back to them in better ways, so I can listen to them differently by understanding where they're coming from. It's a challenge. It's not a risk. It feels like one, but it's not. And everyone might not respond the exact way you want them to after you work so hard, but that's not the point. It's not about them. It's about you.
Mm-hmm.
It's about you wanting to do it and then being consistent in doing it and taking some of that edge off. It's great to have that edge when you're talking to a banker or a venture capitalist or someone in private equity. It's not when, it's your buddy and he's having a tough day.
Mm.
Know your audience.
Yeah, know your audience. And I would know if you ask me to give a speech, I'll know my audience. You walk me into a room and I'm comfortable because I've got background in everyone in there and I know exactly how to talk to them, what I'm going to say. But I didn't know very well how to sit down on an emotional connection with people
Mm.
and get the response I wanted, right? Because it was unknown. So why go there? Because it's unknown. I like predictable. I like to analyze. I like to predictable, and then I want to deliver. And I've said this a lot. People think manipulation's a bad word. I don't, right? I think it's what you use or how you get there that can be good or bad. But the unknown's fun now. Sitting down with people, and actually just getting to know them and being vulnerable to them as well. It went from uncomfortable to fun to like, hey, this is the guy you call a friend, right? And this is who I am, and it's been a real blessing, and it's allowed me to be more open and honest and just share and understand things a lot better.
Nice. That's fun.
Well, that's just really cool. It sounds like it's fun being you.
Well, it's always fun being me. Let's be honest. I mean, that's generally speaking, it's always a good time.
I love that.
Over here sweating now, I'm all nervous. Marcus, please.
I think that's so wonderful to hear those kinds of things. That's probably one of the things I'm most grateful for this year is just every single human being that I got an opportunity to learn from first and foremost, because every time I talk to a person, work with a person, live with a person, I learn something more about myself. I learn more about them. I learn more about the world. And, not everybody is able to create the change or embrace the change and go for the change as much as you have done, Jason. Because some people have limitations, they have biases, they're afraid, they don't know what to do, they don't want to change as much, they don't see the value in it, whatever the case may be. But I just love watching the light come on behind people's eyes. I really do. I love watching them embrace themselves, their life, their opportunity to embrace themselves with their flaws. And also, hey, you know what? I could be more than I've ever been if I choose to be and if I want to be. And what will that mean to my life? And what will that mean to the people around me? And that's why I do this work. Honestly, I mean, I have something to share and I just want to share it with the people who want it. And they help me to be happy. They help me to feel fulfilled and have meaning in my life and, to make a difference. I don't care if anybody ever remembers my name, but I want them to remember our time together and what we did together and how they found a greater aspect of themselves or multiple aspects of themselves to live through, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, and you hit it on the head. I remember when we first met. It was like a day later we were talking, and you're like, "You came with a little edge." And I was like, "Yep." But that was naturally me,
Yeah.
being guarded all the time, trying to control the environment in every way, and not being open and not being vulnerable. And now I get to go in, and I'm like, I don't have to have control. It feels so good.
Mm-hmm.
And it just opens up opportunity because you don't have to be right all the time. You don't have to dominate the conversation. You don't have to direct everything. Just sit down. If you disagree, they're right, wrong, who cares? Then listen and figure it out. Why are they coming from that perspective? Not why are you right? Why are they coming from that perspective?
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds simple, and some people who see the world in the way I see it now are probably like, duh. But for me, it was really eye-opening, and it really helped a lot. Or as I said to Aaron the other day, we've been hitting into my 80s and early 90s lingo, and I looked over and I went, "Durr," you know,
Durr.
"Durr." So, it's just yeah, I mean that's probably one of the largest pieces of growth. Understanding myself better to better understand the people around me and be more open.
Victory. Victory.
Victory.
Big time.
That's victory.
How about you, Marcus? What have been some of your greatest gratitudes or gratitude moments this year?
I will have to say that when you asked me that question, the first thing that popped in my mind was 10 days at Indian Crossing.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just going to be honest about it. 10 days unplugged, right, nestled up next to a wilderness area and a river and camping in a tent with you for 10 days, reading and hiking and biking and just relaxing and unplugging and chilling out and playing with chipmunks and birds. And oh my gosh, it's just, I think we all work hard. I think we all have lives that are demanding of us. And to be able to just step away for a bit,
Mm-hmm.
especially with a person you really love or care about, like I do with you, Kelly, and to just go and get quiet, get still, get soft, to sort of think about it like murky water, right? And you go for 10 days, and by the time you come out of the forest, you're crystal clear like the river you've been next to for 10 days. All the sediment is
Mm.
settled out, everything is calmed down inside of you, and you're just whole and stable and peaceful inside once again. And I don't know how not to appreciate that. I never want to lose the ability to appreciate that, because that is so meaningful, so enriching, so rewarding, and absolutely needed, quite frankly.
Mhm.
Absolutely needed. That's what we're going to do for 14 days at least next year. Because it is just too good.
And you got a beard out of it, and it looked great.
I know. She told me to shave it off the other day, so I did.
Oh, whatever.
I was trimming it and I got into it wrong, and I'm like, oh, all right, I'll shave it off and start over. I did get a bit of first beard in 57 years of life. How about that?
Looked good, sir. Looked good.
Thank
Did.
you.
It
Thank
does
you.
look good. That's awesome. Indian Crossing is one of those super special places where we just lose ourselves. We disconnect from technology and the whole world goes away, and only the emergency people who know where we're at know how to find us. And it's magical, seeing that family of mink this year.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was great.
Yeah. We've gotten to know the Forest Service guy there very, very well. He's almost become family to us. And I remember a few years ago, we saw that mink. We were sitting by the river reading, and we thought it was a little weasel. And he drove over the bridge and stopped and talked to us. And he's like, oh my gosh, it's a mink. I haven't seen a mink here in 30 years. And then this year we saw the mother with the 8 babies, and it was just magical. It was just magical. So I am really grateful for those days with you in the wilderness, cut off from reality. It's such a healing place for both of us, but especially seeing those minks, that was a highlight this year.
It truly was. Truly was. Yep.
Yeah. Anything else that really stands out to you about your year?
It'd be our granddaughter, Rain.
Yeah.
This is our first time being grandparents. She turned 2 years old, October 19th. And to watch her develop from 1 to 2, basically, right, in a year, how agile she is, how much she moves, how all of her little baby fat's going away, and this little girl body is growing, and just her mannerisms, the way she communicates, just who she's becoming. She's such a wonderful little child. She loves to be outdoors, anything to do with playing in the rocks, the dirt, with plants, animals, lizards. She waves at every airplane that flies over. She waves at every person that walks by, every car that drives by. She's just a friendly little soul, a lovely little soul who loves to just live. And I think it's been great to just be in her little world.
Yeah.
I think quite honestly, she's changed my life. She's changed who I am as a
Hmm.
human being. We become hyper present with her. We really see everything as a sensory table experience for her. We're just trying to provide the sensory experience of all sorts in her life. And nothing else really goes on when Rain's here except Rain and us and what we do. And to have her engage me in her world and to see the world closer to her perspective than mine as an adult, because I'm playing in it with her, getting down on the ground, looking for the lizard under the column with her, it's just so fun to look at the world through her eyes because it is awesome. You realize that the world is filled with awe because for her, some of this stuff's the first time she's ever seen it, felt it, experienced it. I've seen it, felt, experienced it over and over again. But when I'm with her, it's like it's new again.
Yeah.
And it's just really, really fun to be her grandpa, to watch how she interacts with my lovely wife, Kiki, his grandma's name, and just to really watch her grow and become. I'm just so excited to just know her for as long as I possibly can.
Mm. We talk about gratitude so much on this podcast. And for adults, gratitude, for the most part, seems to be something that we have to consciously practice or develop a practice of gratitude. With Rain, I see her living in gratitude every moment. That childlike wonder of the world and how she sees it. And even the moment she walks into our home, she's just simply grateful to be here. And we're here. And we're together. And she loves that. And she has all of her favorite things. And it's just, I mean, she's just like in gratitude always. And it's the coolest thing to witness. I think it's so cool. And for me, one of the things that I am very grateful for is the lessons that I've learned from the two of you through those experiences and hearing just the way that you talk about it and the life that she gives to you. And it's palpable and it's contagious and it's impossible to hear the stories and the moments and not just get a huge smile on my face because I see the life and the energy that she gives. And it's so cool. And it ties back to what Jason said earlier, which is your home, the energy in your home, the haven that you have created is such a place of joy and warmth and love and fun and good food. And it's so welcoming and so inviting. You can't be in your home and not feel those things. And again, it's a palpable feeling. You have created an incredible space, and we feel it as adults, and we can recognize it and put words around it. Rain can't put those thoughts and words around it, but I know that she feels that when she walks through the door of your home. And so it's just fun. It's fun to see the world through her eyes. And sometimes, obviously we're in Texas and you're in Colorado. And so I don't get to experience that the way you do live and in person, but I absolutely get to experience it through you sharing all of those moments. And it's so cool. I can't wait for all of us to be together on Thanksgiving. It's going to be really, really cool. Yeah.
Agreed. She'll like it too. She likes lots of people. She'll be hyper stimulated, playing with everybody, and it'll be great,
I love it.
She'll have her Uncle Reese back and Molly. She loved Reese. I remember Reese was here visiting. He surprised his mom in May for Mother's Day, which I will say is one of my highlights of the last year. When your son coordinates a surprise visit with his sister and your husband, and Marcus, I'm going to call you out right here. For Reese to say, "You were the only person I knew
I could trust with the secret and you wouldn't spill the beans. That's a really, really big deal. But these guys planned a surprise visit. And I remember we were in the car driving home and he called and he was whining and moaning and complaining about having to do construction work the whole week ahead in the rain. And Molly's down in Texas finishing her bachelor's program and he's all alone and it's gonna suck and I'm gonna work 70 hours and blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, hang in there, buddy. Give me a call if you want to talk. And then Lily comes barreling in the door at 9 o'clock at night. So I immediately went into hyper panic PTSD mode because the last time she did that, Reese was desperately trying to get a hold of me and couldn't because poor Frank had passed away and they were dealing with that. And anyhow, she ran in and all excited. I've got something to show you out in the car. I couldn't wait till tomorrow. And Marcus, you had to grab my arm and say, it's okay. You're okay. Just go outside. And Reese jumped around the corner and surprised me. So that was a really special moment as a mom to have your son do that and to just love you that much that he wants to come home and surprise you and just spend the week together. You know, he saw lots of people and now they're moving home. What I was saying was when he was here that week visiting, he introduced Rain to a skateboard.
Ooh, fun, fun, fun.
Yeah, and Rain thought Reese was the bomb diggity bomb with his skateboard. So that's going to be really fun to have them back and all together.
That would be great. That would be great.
That's so cool.
Yep.
When you ladies look at this last year, and the PIG going and all your work with Chris Howard, what are some highlights or moments that you two have, on that side of the microphone to give thanks for there?
Oh, wow. I don't even know where to begin because I am thankful for all of it. It is a journey that last year we never could have anticipated. And I'm really proud of us for doing it, for making the decision, and for not knowing, even though you tried to warn us, Jason, because you have been a podcaster and you knew how much work it was. And you did tell us that. And we were like, oh, we got this. It has been so life-giving for me. And it has been equally as challenging diving into a world that we've never lived in before. We've never worked in before. We don't know what we're doing. And I say that, but at the same time, I feel like we do know what we're doing and we are figuring it out as we go and we are growing so much through the process. And I am so grateful for a lot of things in it, but the thing that I am absolutely the most grateful for is the fact that Kellie and I are doing it together and how much our relationship has evolved and grown and blossomed through it. And I never expected to feel so much of what I feel through this process, but it has been simply extraordinary. And I love every conversation that we've had, every guest that we have interviewed, including the two of you, and all of the conversations. But there is nothing that I love more than doing it hand in hand with Kellie.
Well, I ditto all of that. It has been quite a year. And thanks for asking, Jason. I think that unpacking all of the history, because there's a lot of history, there's a lot of layers and depth to everybody's story, but particularly this one, given all the layers. And Erin, as you were talking, the adjective that I would have added to that was equalized, because being 7 years apart, that has really been a big part of the disconnect and some of the challenges that we have experienced through our lifetime. And actually working on this project has brought us to this we are two women, we are two human beings, we are two sisters, we are two mothers, we are two partners. It's been this very equalizing experience where
because we went into it with so much vulnerability and authenticity and a commitment to leave nothing unsaid, that the perspective that we each have gained about each other's lives and the lives that we're living with Jason and Marcus and Reese, Lily, Savannah, and Weston and Hadley and Harper, and how that all plays in to our world. It's just been this just really beautiful conglomerate of happiness and love and memories and respect. And I'm deeply, deeply appreciative of how we have approached this. And I'm very grateful to and for Chris. I think having him come into our world and become a part of our family truly has been a very beautiful experience for all of us. But I also feel and hear that from him.
Yeah.
You know, the depth of his gratitude and what working with us has taught him and how he's grown and how he approaches life and relationships differently. And he now has two sisters. We've all just become a melded part of each other's families. And to embark on a project of this magnitude and to launch the podcast on the heels of it, so you're doing both simultaneously at the same time, Erin and I, and even you, Jason, are navigating a lot of transition with work and losing jobs and changing careers. And I mean, it's been quite a wild year. And yet this has been a constant and a steady process that's been at the forefront of all of it. And it's been so much stinking fun.
Yeah, I could not agree more. And it's so interesting because we've had these conversations with Chris where he has said, you know, I heard this story about your mom and the boxes. And he was so excited to jump in and share the story. And as he started interviewing us and we started having conversations, he was like, oh, like I thought I was stepping into this situation where like everybody's healed, like in a good place, and you know, all of these things. And I'm just gonna unpack this story. Little did he know that he was stepping into a family that it's complicated. We are complicated. And there were a lot of hidden hurts. There was pain. There were things that had, as we say all the time, you know, just been pushed under the rug. You know, we just kind of swept all these crumbs under the rug. And he has helped us unpack far more than I think any of us anticipated. And we have given him an honorary doctorate in therapy. But it's part of the beautiful moments that I am also so grateful for this year is that we did embark on this project with him with a commitment that nothing was off limits and we could have any conversation. And we've had conversations that I didn't even know we needed to have about things that I didn't even think we needed to talk about. And whether it's, you know, was a kind of an active suppression or just things that got hidden and suppressed because they were too painful to talk about or just things that we buried.
Or they were so confusing that we didn't even know how to process them.
Exactly.
Giving them light allowed clarity to start forming around the confusion.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been an extraordinary process.
It warms my heart to see what you guys have gone through because I've known you guys for quite a while now. And, you know, you've always been sisters, but the truth is you guys are so much more genuine with each other. You're so much more real with each other. When you talk to each other, you have a different tone in your voice than you used to have. You talk more often about more things. You're less touchy and sensitive. It warms my heart to see you two really have the best relationship I've ever known you to have and what that must mean to the two of you after all these years and everything that's gone on. And I'm just the outside guy looking in. You know, Kelly talks to me about you and I hear you guys talking because we're offices are across the way. So I can hear you laughing and talking to each other. And I talked to Erin today and I'm talking to her this evening too. And, you know, just this great stuff that just never used to be really that way. And it's a very, very fun thing to behold. I'm sure Jason is quite aware of it as well. And it's just beautiful. It's really beautiful.
One of the things that I will follow that up with in something that I'm really grateful for is even amidst all the fun and good times and growth and all of these things that we've experienced, like Kelly said, there's been some hardships this year, right? I was laid off from my job, fallout, with adult friendships and cutting ties and just some of the hurt and the pain that I've personally walked through this year. And the shift in perspective that this work has really given me in what's really important and what really matters.
Mm.
And the lessons that the three of you have taught me and continue to teach me through conversations. And I find myself really leaning into the three of you because you matter to me and your thoughts and opinions matter and your insight and wisdom. And I know that the three of you are always going to be honest with me. And there's something so profound about having the people in your life who will love you and challenge you at the same time.
Mm.
And I find so much comfort in that because I can be challenged by you at the same time, knowing that you're going to hold me. You're not going to let me fall. And I'm going to get really emotional talking about it, but there's been so many times, especially for me in the last month, where I felt like I was falling. And the three of you have just provided the safest space for me to be me. And the three of you constantly remind me of who I am, what I bring to the table, my strengths, and just remind me of what is true. And I'm really grateful for that. Really, really grateful to the three of you for being three of the most valuable people in my life and for seeing me for who I am and for loving me through all of it with all my flaws, with all my weaknesses, but really allowing me to be me and for allowing that to be enough. So thank you. I love you guys.
But we love you too.
A
We do.
lot. Erin, as you were talking, I was thinking about something that Marcus and I say a lot, and that is family is everything. And this last year has been the rediscovery for me of what family really means and why it's so important. The last 5 to 7 years of my life has been a lot of grieving of family, loss of connection, realizing who you can trust, who you can't trust, who you want in your inner circle, who you're going to allow. And it's also been making some connections with some people that aren't even family, but they've become family, through the process of this. And Marcus and I got together, it will be 16 years this February. But next week is the 16th anniversary of the moment that Marcus said hi to me, and I heard him in a different way, and something shifted. I didn't understand the shift, but it was November 18th, Molly's birthday, actually, of 2009. And between November and January, we started just talking more and engaging more. And we taught back-to-back fitness classes at the gym for 8, 9 years. We just didn't really know anything about each other other than we taught fitness classes back to back at the gym. But when we started dating, getting a little more serious, and Erin, you know the story, we started talking on Facebook chat, on Messenger. And I remember I was chatting with you and chatting with Marcus, and he says, I would be interested in doing something more with you. And I'm like, Erin, what does that mean? Back and forth pretty quickly after our chats started to go pretty deep. I thought I need to start capturing all of these. Somewhere I have a 52-page manuscript of all of our early conversations, which will be fun to uncover. Chris may be interested in that too. Who knows? Anyhow, it was a beautiful experience, and I'm going somewhere with this story. After we started dating and we got pretty deep pretty quickly, we're adults and we just knew what we wanted and what we didn't want. Marcus left me, and this is the moment that I knew that I was in love with him. He left me a voicemail message. It was in April of 2010. And he said, not verbatim, but pretty close, I think the reason that we're having so much fun with each other and the reason that we're leaning in so quickly is that we've both been searching for sanctuary. And I'm grateful for that sanctuary on many, many levels. But what I heard you describe in your gratitude about what you've gotten from the three of us this last year, and especially this last month, is sanctuary. And to me, that's what family really provides, is that soft space to land, to be authentic, to be real, to be raw, to hurt, to laugh, to struggle, to celebrate, all of it, because you're in a sanctuary that is impenetrable. Try to say that fast 10 times. Because these are your people.
Yeah.
And you have, Erin, I'm going to talk just about you for a second. Since the moment you came into the world, you have been my little person. And losing that sanctuary with you, that closeness with you over the course of time was tough. It was quite painful. I didn't understand a lot of it. I was confused by it, trying to figure out what part of it, what responsibility is mine, what's yours, and because we were just missing, like I talk about it like a chain on spokes on a bike. The chain would just keep coming off what's that thing called?
Rocket.
Sprocket. Yeah, the chain would just keep coming off. We'd get it back on and then it'd slip again. We'd get it back on and slip again. And I feel like our chain is just rocking and rolling. I mean, it's just there and it's working. So this year has been very, very healing. The gratitude is so deep that it's hard to even put words around it. So there's that. I am equally as grateful to the three of you for the support and the unwavering love that has come from each one of you this year, that I have been navigating, not working at a job and navigating what's next, but pouring into all of these projects and people that I love so much, getting reconnected with my passion for work in genetics and in coaching and consulting, and it's allowed space for this project and this podcast to grow and unfold, and our relationship to just thrive. And Marcus, the gratitude that I have for you for supporting me every moment of the last, not just 16 years, but particularly the last 365 days is really profound. I mean, it's very deep. To have a partner in life that is truly a partner in all aspects of life is a rare and wonderful gift. Sometimes it's hard to put words around that. I hope you feel it every single day, but that means more to me than you will ever know. And Jason, I have to say, having you come into our world really over the last year and a half, you guys have been dating almost 2 years.
Yeah.
And that's so cool. But just to get to know you and your enthusiasm for all things, all people, all the time, your humor, your intelligence, your tenacity, your resilience, your ability to connect and support and guide and direct and believe and become all at the same time, and just watching it happen before our very eyes. It's just been really, really, really cool. I'm grateful that you are a part of our lives and that Harper is too.
Indeed.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that. One of my favorite telling moments, was South by, and Harper was over. We were all hanging out, and she said goodbye, and she gave you both a hug.
Yeah.
And she's not a hugger. In fact, she prefers not to hug. And it just warmed my heart because it was such a special piece of, just seeing how you two connect with people. It's a beautiful thing to have the capacity to meet people where they're at and at the same time challenge them to grow. And that challenge is accepted. It reminds me of when I tell Erin, I say, I love you, you. She's a beautiful woman, but that's just an aspect. But her, the inside her, what makes her, what makes my daughter come in and give her a hug every night and say hi to her like 3 times. I get one good night. I get a good night, Dad. Good night, Disco. Have a good one. Good night, Miss Erin. Yep. Hey, good night, Miss Erin. Good night, Harper. Hey, good night, Miss Erin. Good night, Harper. I mean, it's just, I love the you, that inside, the person that draws, and that's the same with both of you. You have this capacity to you don't bring out the best in people. You challenge people to find their best and then deliver. You're not out there reeling it in like it's a fish. You're setting an example and you're setting a tone in conversation and acceptance and everything across the board. Then you rest and you find out, so they're going to show up. Cool. We'll deepen this relationship. If they're not, that's okay. Then we'll be there for a little bit. And it's a really beautiful thing. And it's like I said earlier, it's changed a lot of the ways I approach things, and it's great. I am a little bit of chaos, with my tenacity and things. And Aaron sometimes like, we just need to shut your brain off a little bit right now. But it's, to have people that see that and still let me be myself while at the same time showing me guidance and insights and into relaxing, and opening up a little bit more is it's a beautiful gift, and I greatly appreciate it.
It's fun being us, you guys. That's what I'm hearing. The whole show is saying, no matter what, with all the challenges, everything that goes on, it's fun being us. We like each other, we love each other, we support each other, we help each other, we care for each other. This is what it's about. I'm super proud of you, Kelly, for what you've done this last year. I'm just proud of you. I know this has been a difficult situation for you. This is not what you envisioned. It's not who you saw yourself being, but you have poured yourself into project after project after project. You've stayed busy. You found times to relax into it, to lean into it, to do more walking, different things that you love to do. And, it's just beautiful to watch. I'm just so proud of you for how you handled this last 365 plus days. And, my daughter has some challenges in her relationship. And last night I was sitting on the couch and I just texted her back and I said, as long as I'm alive, you and your children will be okay. And as far as I'm concerned, that goes for everybody that's my family. Whether it's you, Jason, you, Erin, you, Kelly, as long as I live, you guys will be okay. I'll make sure of that. And
Yep.
that's what it is for
100%.
me. That's what it is, man.
Yeah, and and that's, I think it was a February weekend. It was a Monday, Tuesday, and quarterly, Aaron and I try to get away for at least a night. Just do something fun. Just have a fun overnight date night or go somewhere. And we went to a place just in downtown Austin. Ate at my favorite. A buddy of mine owned this restaurant. He passed away. It was Ranch 616, and we got this great dinner. We had a bottle of wine. And I was talking to her and I was like, I got a question. She's like, sure. I'm like, I don't know how to do this. And she goes, do what? I go, I don't know. I'm 50. How do I become friends with somebody? And I remember I called Marcus. I'm like, dude, I want to be your friend. And I give great thanks for that, right? I mean, I really do, because I made a new friend. I made a new friend this year, and a great friend and a wise friend, and someone that I can reach out to, someone that I can just say a joke to. It doesn't matter. And it's not layered with expectation as much as it's layered with integrity. If you want to show up, be open, be honest, and deliver, I'm here. If it's going to be bullshit, I just don't have time for it. And I love that, but I remember us having that conversation walking back to the hotel, and she was, you could just call. And I'm like, do you just call? She's like, yeah, you can just call. And it was such a weird thing to me, right? It just, because it's just, I joke around about this with Aaron a lot, but I'm like, I don't see myself as a friendly person per se. And my buddy Brooks, he always said it. He goes, Jay's like a Fabergé egg. He'll do all the glitz and glamour on the outside, but he's never letting you in. He's just not. You don't want to break in because then you break the outside, and he figures if you break the outside, it's ruined. So he'll just never
Mm.
let you in. And, Aaron's really a person who broke in. And, our time in Colorado, and then just staying connected, it's the same thing, it's no longer that. And I owe a lot of that to you guys, all three of you, and I greatly appreciate it. And the friendship that I get from Marcus from that, and just knowing that he's a friend, knowing that I can call him and have those opportunities it's beautiful. It's something that at this age, man, I hope it's any age someone experiences it, but really, really blessed and thankful that I got to experience it at this age, and it's helped me rekindle and have deeper relationships with other friends. Friends like Elijah, who then tells Aaron, who's Jason now? Like, what the hell's going on?
What did you do to
And I'm
that
like, was I
bad?
that bad? Yeah, I'm like, was I that bad? Elijah goes, you weren't that bad. It's just, dude, you were just so hard. You were so hard. And if it didn't have this direction, you couldn't even bring it up, And so it's just, yeah, it's a wonderful blessing, And I wish those blessings upon everyone, especially this time of the year. This time of the year can be tough.
Hmm.
You have a choice. You can look at the tough memories of bad turkey and families arguing, like we lightly joked about at the beginning, or you can work hard and create your own. You have a choice to create your own memories. You have a choice to create your own traditions, and it's never too late to start those. I hope I'm not spilling any tea here. Just edit this out if I am. But Aaron and I were talking, and you had an uncle that passed.
Yeah.
And a lot of people would look and go, "Oh man, missed opportunity." Okay, move on. But you found new people. Yes, that opportunity didn't align, but boy, it tapped you into somebody else that needed you to, as much as you needed them to hear those stories and for them to be like, man, I just want this connection. So it was a choice. It was a choice by both parties, but it's a choice to give thanks in these opportunities and these moments where in a time of stress, in a time of feeling like you have to deliver, you have to give something, you have to do, sometimes it's not you, it's the opportunity and it's how it's approached, that's how it's seen, and it is the paradigm shift. And every holiday season, I think you hold on to the good traditions that warm your heart, and the ones that are begrudgingly put out, let them go.
Mm.
Find a different one. Embrace it. Surround yourself with the people that are going to make you laugh. And don't feel bad by not surrounding yourself with people that don't make you laugh. Don't surround yourself with people that aren't growing with you, that aren't challenging you to grow, that aren't applauding your growth, that don't want to see you be bigger, better, stronger. Like, man, 2 years ago you were this and now you're this. This is awesome. How do I celebrate you more? Where's the Hallmark card for that, right? How do I find that? Get those people. You don't have to abandon the other people, but you also don't have to invest in them. And then you got to create those memories. You got to create those opportunities, and you got to create those fun conversations that we get to have. We've had 2 or 3 happy hours where we've just laughed watching you guys make delicious cocktails, and we're having a bottle of wine, and it's so much fun. But that's a memory and a choice that we chose to make,
Hmm.
that we did. And I challenge people, this holiday season, find the things that you're going to enjoy. And if you can't, then shift your attitude. If it's one thing, hold on to that one thing. Let go of the other ones, and guess what? You've got so much more opportunity to grab different things, and it might not work out. We have a date night every Monday night. It's not always the best restaurant. It's not. It's not always the best food. It's not always the best service, but who cares? That's not the point. The point is that we tried something new, we did something different, and then we find our favorite spots, and then we want to go back, but then we also want to try something new. And you can live in disappointment of, oh, well, it just didn't work out. We should just go back to the same spot, or you can live in adventure.
Mm.
And we live in adventure. I mean, we went up to Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City. Good Lord. I mean, who thinks about that? That's where I want to go. We found the coolest hotel, the coolest hotel. It was an old Ford warehouse or manufacturing plant. We were in there, huge rooms. It was crazy. Found a great restaurant, had great food, had great laughs, stopped at different stores, up and back, stopped at Buc-ee's, or as the Southerners call it, Busey's. We stopped there, the great gas station, great conversation. It's a long road trip and people are driving like crazy. And we still got lost in each other. And yeah, I had some tough work calls I had to do, but they weren't as tough with Erin being there. And it also was then a choice of like, all right, now how long do you want to hold on to this? How long do you want to hold on to that tough conversation? And how long do you want to be present for where we're at and what we're doing and who you're with and what does that look like, right? And the hotel couldn't have been great. We still would have had a great time. We got a coffee shop the next day and she's like, this is the best chai I've ever had. The night before, it's like, oh, this is the best. This is some of the best food I've ever had. We had a carrot cake ice cream sandwich. I think we sent you guys a picture, and it was delicious.
Did. It looked
To
delicious.
the last bite, it was delicious. Yes, we did. I mean, wow. But we get those things because we want to take chances. We want to try to create new opportunities. We want to create those memories. And that's the same with you guys and hanging out with you. It's those things, it's those opportunities, and it's creating those memories so that it's not that you ignore the bad ones, but it's just where you want to focus your energy and your time. And I could go on with more and more, but the real point is that at some point you got to make the choice. And if nothing's good, then try different and keep trying. Keep trying. You're going to find it, and it's going to be awesome. And it might be one thing and 10 bad things, but it's going to ratio out if you keep trying and you keep holding on to the good.
Choice. I mean, it's what it's all about. Seriously, right? Choice. You get to choose what attitude to have. You get to choose which people to involve in your life, which people to involve in your family. We get so many choices every single day. And when you're awake at the wheel and you can choose and it's okay to choose and it won't always be the exact right choice, but you're willing to choose anyways, that's a big deal. That's a really big deal. And that's called empowerment. And empowerment matters, right? You make choices, Jason, that have made you a better human being this last year. Erin, you're making choices to put yourself in a better position with your social circles. Kellie, you're making choices to figure out what you're going to do with your career, and you're not giving up for nothing. You guys are making choices that matter. And the choice to do this show, the people you've involved, the hearts you've opened, the minds you've unlocked, the emotions that have been shared, the lives that have been changed, the things that have happened in those episodes, every single doggone one of them, that choice has an impact in the world. You have a ripple effect. You have a ripple effect with your life, with your history, with your journey, with who you are and who the people are that and that you bring into this show. You guys are exercising choice and you're having a good, powerful, positive ripple effect.
100%. Absolutely. And you see it. I mean, you're getting publicists reaching out to you. You're getting people who want to come on. That wasn't on the bingo too, that publicists were going to be reaching out, and they are, because they see the value in how open you are and the choices that you make and the fact that you've got to show that you make about other people that only emboldens the journey that you're both on. Right? I mean, the choice that you make to listen and to let people share and to ask intuitive questions and give them space, that also shows how you guys talk to one another, that shows how you've given each other space this year, while at the same time you've challenged each other and grown closer and closer together, that your platform embodies your relationship together and how you work together and how you listen and how you both communicate. That's a beautiful thing. It really is. And authors and motivational speakers and people across the board are like, hey, I would really like to talk to you guys. I'd like to share my PIG. That's really awesome. That's really awesome. And that doesn't happen all the time. I was on a podcast. I hunted all the time for people, all the time. There weren't a lot of people that wanted to get drunk and talk over movies with me, right? You had to go find them. Now, we had a good time when we did it, but I was always running after them. And there were months where it was just me talking for 2 hours. You guys have created something special, and it shows. Once again, it shows in how people reach out. It shows in how you guys communicate to your guests and the research you both do, the questionnaire you make them fill out so that you get to know more about them so you can understand them better. There is such intention. There is such purpose, intention, and gratitude to the people who want to share the one thing they'll never get back, and that's time. You make that such an investment. You make an investment for me, right? You make an investment for Marcus. You find a way to share that and make it of value. And it's never wasted. and you hear it in every episode. And I see it in the work you do pre-episodes and the work you do to encourage one another and what that means for new episodes coming up, the strategy around that. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I really hope that during this time, as we talk about of giving thanks, which I think this group does a pretty good job of encouraging and giving thanks to one another quite a bit throughout the year. But in this time where it's really focused on it, I hope when we're up in Colorado, you two ladies, grab a couple hours and go somewhere and just give each other that time and really reflect on not what you've air quoted accomplished, right? But the platform and the opportunities that you've given yourselves and in turn other people to be grateful for having purpose, having intention, and having gratitude.
Wow. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Marcus. Wow. Okay. Thoughts?
I have one. There's going to come a point in time where Jason and I aren't going to be able to get on your show.
Marcus and I are just going to be by ourselves going, remember when they would ask us? No,
know.
we just can't.
No, we can't even get on.
No, we'll just do our happy hour talks. It's just Marcus and I now.
That'll be the podcast spinoff, right?
Well,
Happy hour humor.
Marcus and Jason, four-wheeling.
Here's what I love that just really pierced my heart about what you said. Marcus and I just talked about this the other night. We do not apologize for the length of our podcast episodes. We don't, because stories can't be cut off. People's life journey, their experiences, the things we're talking about around life, love, loss, and legacy are deep. And Marcus, I can't remember the exact words you encapsulated that with the other night, but we actually just got feedback from a publicist whose client is very excited to be on our show. And the reason she wants to be on the show is because of the space that we provide for the depths of story to be told. And to get that feedback from somebody that you don't even know, to get all the feedback we've gotten from people we've never met until they show up and do a podcast recording with us, has been really profound. And so I appreciate the recognition of the time that we take and the space that we allow. And we're just going to keep on keeping on.
That's right. And alongside that, just today, we got feedback from a guest about, as he had gone back and listened to some other episodes, that he wanted more conversation even from just the two of us, more episodes and a deeper dive into thoughts and just
Reflections.
Yeah, exactly. Just between the two of us. And he just gave the two of us such a beautiful gift of saying the relationship between the two of you and the conversations that happen between the two of you are so incredible and provide so much insight and beauty that as a listener, we want more of that. And it was a really profound, beautiful insight and compliment to receive today.
I love that. It's a testament to your work and your dedication to this. And it shows in also your dedication and your work with Chris. It's the same across the board. You two have really done a great job, even with all the warnings of how hard it's going to be, and going in with the beautiful naivete of, yeah, but we just want to do it. And look what you've done. I mean, honestly, I tell Erin this all the time, like, just stop and look what you've done. As someone who's gone through it, stop and look what you've done.
Mm-hmm.
Stop and look at the attention that you've garnered and the attention that your story and what you're going through and the real value of where that story is. When you talk with Chris Howard, who's heard how many stories, gets pitched how many different ideas and topics, and this stopped him in his tracks. And then he's like, oh, wait, there's more. And then as he talks about it, he just keeps peeling the onion. There's just another story and another story and another story. But the fact that you hold space for it. And, and I know we've talked about this before, but probably the most beautiful thing, and I think Marcus and I, we were first on, agreed on this, right? And he talked about this as well, is your relationship. If anything comes out of this, that's great. It's already happened.
Already
And that's
happened.
you two.
Yeah.
It's already happened. And the fact that he and I get to sit and watch and we also get to be friends and do it. Are you kidding me? That is the best thing ever. It really is. And it doesn't matter what else happens
Mm-hmm.
because that's happened.
You're right.
And man, if anyone can take anything away from this is it's never a missed opportunity,
Yeah.
right? You guys just don't miss them. And yeah, there, once again, Bob Vermont, your uncle, he sadly he passed, but in that was also another opportunity. And Kelly, you went after it. And you're like, well, I want to find these people. I want to talk. And it's like, well, here you go. And look at the relationship that's developing there and the
Mm-hmm.
stories you're getting to hear and the insights. But it's more than the stories, right? It's two people that are finding two women that live their PIG, that live it and show it and engage with it with them. You have purpose and intention and gratitude to that couple
Mm.
for how they hosted, held, and loved your uncle when he thought no one else did. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a really beautiful thing. And it's a real honor and privilege to hear the stories, to hear the conversations, and to see you two just become so close and just have such magic together, because this is, I mean, I can't imagine your mother being more proud of anything else. I really can't than looking down and seeing this and seeing you two. I mean, it's beautiful. It's really beautiful.
Thank you so much for that, Jason. Erin, Marcus and I listened to our Mother's Legacy episode in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It was just the two of us, but we listened to it this past weekend again when we were off
Yeah.
doing our weekend bacon cheeseburger drive. And one of the things that I loved in that episode, there were so many things I love about that episode, but one of the things I love is you saying, we are sitting here with headphones and microphones talking about her on a podcast called The PIG. Does it get any better than that? I know that she is so proud of us, and I am grateful to and for her for the life that she gave both of us, for the love that she poured over us, the protection. And even though she had to leave life much earlier than she should have, I'm grateful for the ways that she shows up in our lives still to this day. Marcus, we had this conversation just last night about your dad and all the beautiful ways that he continues to show up, the amazing man that he was. And in the end, I think what this has brought for me, for all of us, is that gratitude isn't an occasion, it's just a way of being. It's just like legacy. It's not something we leave behind, it's something that we live. And I hope that this project, while not perfect, has been powerful and continues to be powerful enough that people find something in it that can help them bridge gaps of disconnect with themselves and with the other people that they want to have as part of their sanctuary circle, their family. And you're right, Jason, Wayne and Wendy, Wayne was Bob's best friend, our Uncle Bob, who we spent most of our life completely disconnected from. We met him a couple times as little girls. He and our mom and grandmother all had very broken relationships. So there was a broken family that we kind of came from. And a few years ago, I just felt an overwhelming need to connect. And I actually did that on our mother's birthday.
That's right.
And we were able to build a little bit of a relationship. His walls and barriers were up. But with his wife, Karen, who passed in May, and then he followed her in July, we have met this couple that spent their whole entire lives. They were sanctuary with each other. They chose to be a family because none of them had any family. And when Bob died, Wayne really lost his family. Now he has the two of us, and we are just all having a great time together. It's just been it's been one of the most extraordinary chance meetings that I've ever been a part of. And I am grateful for it.
Yeah, I am too. And I feel like one of the things that I have learned from you, Kelly and Marcus, is just really being open to what can be.
Mhm.
And when you're open to what can be, you will continue to be surprised by all the goodness that life brings you. It's a very extraordinary practice, if you will, to just being open.
Yeah.
There's a lot of possibility in the world. There's a lot of potential. There's a lot of good things just waiting for all of us to partake in, and to experience. But if you're not open to what can be, if you're so focused on what has to be, no matter what, that limits what you're going to experience right there. But if you're open to what can be, given the circumstances, think about how you open that up. Think about what you make possible, just with that mindset, just with that attitude, just with that way of being. Transformative.
Right. It really makes life limitless. Anything can be possible.
I love it.
Well, this has been another wonderful conversation. We know that gratitude is so important. It helps people be healthier and happier and more engaged in their life and their family. And so, thank you for sharing Thanksgiving with us. Thank you for being my sanctuary. I look forward to what's ahead for all of us in the next year.
Looking pretty good, right? It's looking pretty good. We're all decent human beings who are doing our best to be the best we know how to be, to just enjoy each other, enjoy life, enjoy time, and do some good things along the way, right? Connect some people, make some differences, speak into the hearts and minds of our fellow people, not just ourselves and our family, but people that we know in the world too. And as long as we stay focused on what can be given the circumstances and we work together and talk to each other, I just don't see how things are going to go terribly wrong.
Yeah, I agree. It's a beautiful opportunity we've put in front of ourselves. And for the listeners out there, it's a beautiful opportunity you've put in front of yourself. It's easy to say from a happy place, and it's a hard division when you're in a hard place, but it starts with the little things. Just be grateful for something. Anything. Just find it. I used to be overwhelmed with stuff. Like, oh, I don't get anything done. And like make a checklist. Sometimes I just put have a beer on it at the end. And that might be the only thing I checked off the list, but I got something accomplished, right? I got something accomplished.
And if you're like me and you put have a beer on all three of your lists and you can cross it off 3 times.
That's right. You got three things.
So satisfying.
So satisfying. It is, but it's a great opportunity for a great time of the year to find some thanks in something.
Mhm.
The people around you. And if you're struggling with that, then take a step back. Really look and find the other things that can be thankful for, and then put the people in your life that you can be thankful for. Search them out. They will be there for you. They will help you grow. They will hold you when you feel you're falling. They will challenge you to be better. They'll be your friend. You'll find those people. They're out there. Trust me. It took me a long time, but they're out there. It's a beautiful thing.
It's also a really beautiful season of giving. And, I would encourage people if they feel lonely, reach out and connect somehow. Volunteer to go serve food or go to a assisted living facility and sit down with somebody who just wants to share their story. Find a way to reach out and to connect and get yourself out there. Sometimes it can be hard, especially when you feel disconnected and you feel alone. Sometimes we have to be the one to take that first step. I remember, Marcus, our favorite Thanksgivings, our children's favorite Thanksgivings ever were the ones where we provided meals to those who didn't have meals.
Mm-hmm.
All three of them still talk about it to this day.
Yep, Harper does as well. We've done years where, because a lot of these food banks for everyone, if you just want fun information, turkeys are big and they don't have a lot of refrigerator space. And they get donated a lot of stuff that actually goes bad.
Mm-hmm.
So one year we took in like 5 turkeys, and I had so much fun making turkeys. So much fun. It was such a pleasure to make them. I did a pear stuffed one and an apple stuffed one, and just all sorts of things, and then delivered them.
Mm.
And I remember the next day we went back to make shit on a shingle, which is toast, your stuffing, mashed potato markers, smiling mashed potatoes, turkey, and then you slap it down, you dip it in gravy, and there it is. And we went back, and they were just like, "You're coming back with more?" And I was like, "Yeah. This is the best part." And it's still, you ask Harper about it, she'll tell you. She goes, "Yeah, that was a great Thanksgiving. Those are a great Thanksgiving. We got to go deliver turkeys. We got to go make food for other people and just give. Give without getting anything. You're just giving, and you get so much in return, but you just got to give." And we didn't buy the turkeys. They were there and they called and it's like, and call them. They'll tell you, I have too many turkeys and not enough refrigerator space. Please help.
Yeah. And there's a lot of food banks and homeless shelters and living facilities across the country right now that are really struggling. They don't have the monies coming in, the funding coming in. And so there's never been a greater need than right now for not just resources, but for bodies to be available and to help, to give back.
It's the number one thing of food banks. It's less about the volume of food coming in. It's more about the bodies that cannot distribute that food efficiently enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Donate that time. It is a true joy. It really is.
Any final words?
Folks, go watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Have a good time. Laugh.
We're going to watch it.
We're going to watch it. We're going to have some fun. And most importantly, I love you guys. Thank you so much. I am so looking forward to giving thanks and spending some real quality time with the both of you. It's I tell Erin, I'm like, I'm packed. I'm ready to go every day. I'm like, I'm packed. I'm ready to go.
Let's
very
go
excited.
now. We're excited
That's
too.
right.
It's going to be a very, very special holiday.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, we're looking forward to sharing just good time, good food, good family, good fun, and just love it on everybody while they're here, you know, whether they're the kids or you guys, or let's just all share it. Let's just, I mean, you never know when your last Thanksgiving is going to be, the last time you get together with a family, the last time you take a road trip. I mean, none of us have that crystal ball, right? So we might as well just make the most of it while we got it, because that's all we have. And that's a lot.
That's a lot.
If we really make the most of it. If we take the most of it, right?
Love that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for that reminder. Very true. I am so grateful for all three of you. Thank you so much for sharing this time and the beautiful conversation and the laughs and the tears and the insight and the wisdom and just what each of you brings. It's extraordinary. I'm so grateful.
Well, I'm excited for pie, ice cream, and good times. That's my PIG.
Ooh, I was thinking about what our PIG was going to be today, and I was thinking pie, and I was stuck on the I and gravy for sure.
Pie, ice cream, great gravy.
Maybe not all at once, you know, could be, I don't know, but
Not with that attitude.
with that attitude, that's right. You know, peace, integrity, and growth.
I love it.
I love that.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Hearing the stories of others helps us create a more meaningful connection to our own. We hope today's conversation offered you insight, encouragement, or even just a moment to pause and reflect on the story you're living and the legacy you're creating.
If something in this episode moved you, please consider sharing it with someone you love. A small share can make a big impact. You can also join us on Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn and connect further at thepigpodcast.com.
And if you're enjoying this podcast, one of the most meaningful ways you can support us is by leaving a 5-star rating, writing a short review, or simply letting us know your thoughts. Your feedback helps us reach others and reminds us why we do this work.
Because the PIG isn't just a podcast. It's a place to remember that even in the midst of grief, life goes on, resilience matters, and love never leaves. Thanks for being on this journey with us. Until next time, hugs and kisses, everyone.